Well, hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on what part of the world you're in. Thank you so much for joining us on talking about maximizing your membership. My name is Melissa Rumino, and I am the International President of the International Board of Directors for TEA. And I am so excited to be kicking us off today. So some of you do know the TEA, and some, this might be the first time you're joining this type of presentation. So what we thought we'd do is give you a little bit of background about who we are, who we represent, and then go into some of the specifics of some of the member benefits and value that you get as part of your membership. Let's first talk about what's our core, what's our mission, what are we here for? Really, the TEA brings together the creators of immersive destinations and experiences to do several core things. It's to share knowledge, to collaborate with each other, spark new ideas, celebrate innovation, and really cultivate a diverse global membership. Our vision is to really be the catalyst for enhancing lives through the creation of tomorrow's compelling places and experiences. When you think about a place where you bring your family, your friends, your loved ones, and those types of shared experiences, we want to be known as the association, the catalyst for really developing those new and innovative types of spaces. And then some of our core values, something that you'll see as an interlink between everything that we do, connection, creativity, inclusivity, being thought leaders, innovation, and then of course, celebrating excellence. We want to be able to celebrate our wins together and what makes this industry so great. So let's back it up and talk first about the history of the TEA. The TEA is a 501c, or a not-for-profit trade association. Again, we represent our creators of immersive destinations and experiences from really around the world. And immersive destinations and experiences can mean a lot of different markets and industries. It's your traditional theme park industry that we all is an obvious sector and market for TEA, but it's all of those other attractions and destinations. It's location-based entertainment, zoos, aquariums, cultural institutions, live events, themed resorts and hospitality, themed dining experiences, really anything where you walk in and you're part of that immersive storytelling. We're based in Burbank, California, but really this is a virtual workforce. And we'll go into the staffing in a little bit more detail a bit later, but our staff is 100% virtual. So while we have our flag in Burbank, California, and that's where our start was, we really truly do represent a virtual workforce. And then we were formed in 1991 by Monty Lundy, founder of Technifex, who got together with a small group of industry visionaries to create this type of camaraderie and connection back to each other, of network, of collaboration, and a forming of best practices within the industry. So who is the TEA? Well, it's all of you on this call. It's designers, producers, consultants. It's the vendor and supplier market, the ones who go and build these experiences around the world for all of the different owner-operators. It's owner-operators, it's engineers, it's academic institutions. We have several universities that have masters in themed entertainment or themed design, several professors who may be on this call, who are really tasked with how do we formalize the education of what themed experience or themed entertainment is in order to create a more multidisciplinary professional. It's students, it's artists, art is a job, and we are representative of that every single day. And then contractors and fabricators as well. And then everybody in between. It's your accounting accountant team, that cost accountants that sit in your office and do your job cost reports. It's your marketing professionals. It's your sales and business development. You don't have to just pick up a pen and paper and draw something beautiful. You can be on the delivery side, the execution side, the communication side. We truly are all passionate, though, about creating these types of experiences for our guests. So TA by the numbers, we're represented. TA is a company membership, meaning that we have two different types of membership. You have a member company. We have 800 plus of those. A member company can be a company of one person, you're a sole proprietor, and your core business is to do work within themed entertainment. You could have 5 employees, you can have 500 employees, you can have 5,000 employees. That represents one member company. And then we also have individual members. Our individual members are our students and our academics. So professors, recent graduates, current graduates, all of our student membership, our next gen membership is part of that individual membership. We represent currently 45 countries around the world. And right now in our active database, there's 5,000 plus industry professionals and students that are actively engaged with the TEA and through our membership database. That doesn't include every single member and every single member company. There's member companies out there that, like I said, might have 1,000 people in just one company, but we have 5,000 active in our database currently. So I mentioned that I am the president of the International Board of Directors. We often refer to as the I-Board. The I-Board is really the governing body of the TEA. Our role and responsibility is to set the strategic direction for the association. Not about where we are right now, but where do we want to be in 5 years? How do we want to take the industry of themed entertainment and shift and transform it in a way that is more diverse, is more inclusive, offers more opportunities for our current members, our new members, and our future members. So that is what the role and responsibility of the I-Board truly encompasses. We're member elected leaders. So you as members elect your international board. And that election is about to be held. It's held annually in the fall. Really, the international board is meant to be made up of diverse industry as well as geographic representation. So from around the world, our international board may represent voices from Asia Pacific, the European and Middle Eastern divisions, various regions around North America, as well as various market representation and diversification. Individuals that might have significant experience in IP or in developing location-based entertainment or LBE, or they might be an individual from Universal or Disney who's giving us that bigger owner-operator perspective. Creating a diverse international board that is full of various perspectives is really, really important in order for us to continue to challenge the status quo. Status quo of not where the industry is now, but where we need to go. We currently have 23 board members. 4 of those board members represent your local division board presidents. So we do have 4 divisions: Eastern North America, Western North America, Asia Pacific, and the European and Middle Eastern division. And those division presidents are also represented on our international board to make sure that we are hearing directly from the membership what the needs and the desires are from the core of our association. And then we serve in 3-year terms. There's also other ways to get involved with the TEA. We have various committees. Committees or task force. Committees are ways for you as an individual to really get involved, both on a global level and then also really on a local or divisional level. If any of these are interesting to you, please, I would recommend you reach out to your division president, and we can get those names to you if you have those questions of who that person might be. But there's various levels of committees, or what I'll say is task force. Task force are really objective driven groups that will take a challenge and go and help us identify what the problem may be and what ultimately the solution and outcome could be. So we're just reforming these committees and relaunching them. Some of them are active currently. Some of them are still in that charter phase or development phase. So have some patience. If you see something on here that we say it's not quite ready yet, have some patience, but certainly raise your hand if it's something you might be interested in. I want to introduce the TEA team. Like I mentioned before, the staff all work remotely and are currently all located across the United States. So starting with Lindsay Nelson, who is our executive director. Lindsay's been with us for 2 years now, and is based in Chicago. And then I'm going to go through the rest of the folks here. Sharon, our bookkeeper. Clara, who is our operations manager and helps oversee directly with our divisions, and is that interaction point between our divisions and headquarters. Juliet, our executive office assistant. Terry, who is our administrator, based out in California. Morgan, events planner and manager, and oversees our tentpole programming. Becky, our membership manager and fearless leader today, helping arrange this webinar for all of us. Laura, director of operations. And then Allison, who is our brand new marketing manager overseeing social media and marketing communications. If we can flip to the next slide, we'll give a better overview. So this is all that they do. This staff is very lean with a very, very full plate on top of them. This information will be shared after this webinar, so everybody will know who to call, when to call, and how to reach them. But as you can see, for such a small staff, we really do try to take on a lot, and there's a lot of different interaction points. Now we're going to go into more detail as it relates to the specific programs that TEA has and the various aspects of what your membership really does have for you and what you have access to that you may know about, you may not know about, or you may learn something new about. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Diana to jump into one of the first things that we love to talk about is awards and recognition and celebrating successes with each other. So Diana, over to you.
Thanks, Melissa. Hey, everyone. How's it going? I want to touch on some of the things that the TA offers and that you can get involved in. I am Diana O'Rourke. I am on the Western North America board. We've got a couple boards throughout the globe, and those are also part of those nominations and votings that happen later this fall. And I am also co-chair of the membership committee for Western North America. I see that Tracy Balls, our Western North America president, already posted a welcome to our North America Western members. And I saw that Brian Hinckley's on the call too. So please feel free to reach out to any of the three of us if you are Western and have questions beyond what you learn here. But let's jump into awards and recognition. As you can see, we've got two specifically that we call out here. One is the TEA Masters, which is the Masters of Their Craft program. This is a newer award that started a few years ago, and it recognizes the achievements of the individuals, anybody that contributes in this industry who are masters of their craft, who've had distinguished careers and who have made amazing contributions to all the attractions that we know and love and some that we learn about. And speaking about learning about attractions, we also do THEA Awards. This happens annually since 1994. We're coming up on our 30-year anniversary next year. And this recognizes outstanding achievement for themed entertainment and experiences worldwide. This can be any experience around the world. My favorite part of the THEAs is you get to learn about attractions that were built in places you didn't even know that attractions existed. It is a truly magical way to learn about all the exciting things that people do in the industry. In addition to that, we have events and networking. This happens a lot, not only globally, but within your regional boards. So let's talk about a few of those events that happen. The signature events for the TEA are the THEA Awards Gala. That is where we present the actual awards and have folks come and accept for those THEAs. In addition to that, we have SATE, which stands for Storytelling, Architecture, Technology, and Experience. I like to say it's kind of like our version of the TED Talks. And those happen in Europe, in Asia, and in North America. We just had one in Europa Park in Europe earlier this year. We've got another one coming up in Kansas City in October, and obviously for North America. And it's just a great way to have listen to people dive a little bit deeper into things that affect our industry. In addition to that, we have Inspire. For those of you who have been around for a while, these were formerly called the Summit and Case Studies. These happen adjacent to the THEA Awards Gala, and it's a chance to, again, dive deeper and learn about the projects that won the THEA Award of Achievement that year. And then in addition to that, we just launched this year the Inspire Leadership Forum. And that was a morning opportunity for leaders in our industry, business owners, and those who help shape where we're going to meet and, again, dive a little deeper. So in addition to the TEA signature events, we have divisional events. These are mixers, TEA hubs. A lot of the events happen, speaking for North America, Orlando, New York, Los Angeles. The hubs is an opportunity to reach out to other places where we have members who may not be able to travel to other events. So I know we have a hubs in Seattle, San Francisco, had some hubs events up in Vancouver and Seattle. We also have TEA speed networking. If you've ever had the horror of speed dating, it is like that, but better because it's for work. And it's a chance to meet different businesses in the industry and have a few minutes. Is a good opportunity for businesses to meet who's out there and get a little pre-interview and just get to know folks. Another way to get involved is do TEA Explores. The TEA hosts opportunities to go explore countries. I think there was one in New York recently, and one in one of the Carolinas that I wish I had had in front of me, and I don't. But it's an opportunity to explore different things throughout, again, the world with people in the TEA. In addition to that, TEA Meets, another opportunity to go to what is essentially a mixer, but also meeting up with an industry that is adjacent to ours, and to kind of get to meet other folks that do what we do in different forums and just start expanding our circles, and lots of other divisional events. Also, industry partner events that the TEA is involved in. There's IAPA, which happens in Orlando yearly. There's one in Asia, and I believe one in Europe. MAPIC, Saudi Entertainment and Amusement Expo, and the American Alliance of Museums Conference, or AAM. So that's some of the places you can find TEA and TEA members. Moving on from there, we talk about information and knowledge sharing. A lot of this happens automatically at all those events we just talked about, but officially we also have the TEA AECOM Theme Index and Museum Index that comes out yearly. It's a chance to take a closer look at global attractions, attendance, and other stats for theme parks, amusement parks, water parks, museums, and see what the trends are. There is TEA TV, which is the TEA YouTube channel, where you can access TEA events and webinars such as these. There's member news, which you can check on the TEA website to see what's going on in the TEA and within our industry. And then going on to the next slide. There's the TEA Tell, which has just been launched, which is a weekly email that heads out from headquarters. that tells you everything that's happening. Comes out Thursday or Friday if you're in Asia Pacific. And you get to see those events, learn something from the masters, talk about next gen news, and basically see everything that's going on in the TEA that week. There's also a TEA blog that you can access through the TEA website. And of course, you can find us on all the socials, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. Not only TEA HQ, but a lot of the divisions have their own social media as well. So that is a good place to plug in and stay connected with everything going on with the TEA. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Justin.
Thanks, Diana. I'm Justin Stair. I am with the Eastern Board, and I am on the membership committee with the Eastern Board alongside Jay Jensen. We'll start off getting into global connection. The TEA is an international association that creates the opportunity for you and your business to grow and connect worldwide. And let's dive in a little bit further to discuss some of the divisions. So the TEA and each of its divisions offers a range of mixers to educational events. We do our best within the TEA to make it possible for you to participate actively wherever you are based. As you can see by the fun facts on the screen, all of these divisions are very active in a variety of different ways that should allow you the opportunity to participate seamlessly within your division or in the organization as a whole. As Melissa mentioned earlier, we are comprised of 4 divisions that make up the TEA entity. The Western Division, currently led by Division President Tracy Balls, the Eastern Division led by Greg Center, the Europe and Middle East Division led by Chris Wilrick, and finally the Asian Pacific Division led by Adrian Lau. The TEA is it's a holistic organization, and therefore you and your company will be welcomed at all divisions, all events. So please feel free to branch out to those mentioned on this call so far, but also those that you know or have been part of the TEA for a long time. Is a very supportive and welcoming division organization, and certainly would like to help interact more with all of you that are joining us today and beyond. On to learning more about member product, service promotion, and awareness. This is truly what sets membership apart and truly can get the value and return on investment as a member and an active member at that. I'm going to repeat, active member at that. The 8 keys listed here are ways that your company can begin to get the exposure necessary to grow. I'll touch upon a few of these as a highlight. The online membership directory allows you to gain access to a global list of peers and resources available to the owner and operators and developers looking for various resources. Marketing opportunities provide you the opportunity to promote your organization while supporting the TEA through the TEA sponsorship with local and global partnership opportunities. Events, event attendance and networking. The TEA is in the process of creating a bold vision for the future, reconnecting the members, re-engaging the members with the association, and reinventing how the association does its business within connecting, networking, and creating these invaluable events for all of our members. Reconnect members through digital and in-person events that celebrate divisional diversity, but bring us together as a global community. There's even more opportunities to network, learn, collaborate, and succeed if you're a part of us at the TEA. As I said, we can't do this without you, and therefore there are a ton of ways to volunteer and become more active within events committees and to build a stronger and better TEA through you. So let's talk about some other ways to connect. The keys are, as I mentioned, get active and be active. This is how you can grow your network digitally through a variety of social media platforms that the TEA is a part of, with LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, email. Diana mentioned earlier the brand new TEA Tell. which is what's coming up and being more and more active for what you can showcase and be a part of the TEA, and shows you what events are coming and what you can be a part of, or should hopefully be a part of within your division, or also globally if you are looking to travel, or certainly as I typically do when I'm traveling, I try and look at what events are in the areas of where I'm going to. So these are great ways to connect and stay connected. Moving on to workforce development. The Themed Entertainment Association is proud to have educational committees to allow folks an opportunity to learn more and more about the industry, as well as hosting events at local attractions that showcase new ideas, technology, and more ways to learn about this incredible industry. Our TEA Career Center, shown here, there are 2 sections to the Career Center. For job seekers, you have the opportunity to post your resume, apply for jobs, and get job alerts. As an employer, you can post jobs, manage apps, and search resumes. Next is discussing TEA Next Gen. The goals as written here in the presentation are to allow the students to connect, gain exposure, and aid them throughout their journey into the industry. Personally, this is how I got to where I am through Next Gen. So it certainly means a lot to me. So what does it mean to those on here? As a Next Gen possibly watching this either live or on the recording, this hopefully brings hope and determination to know you're doing the right thing to get to the right place. As an employer, realize that these students and young professionals are going to make a difference in the industry, and the TEA is here to assure everyone has the platform to make sure there's exposure for all, to have that opportunity to grow personally and professionally. I will now turn it over to TEA Membership Manager, Becky Nadura.
Thank you all for being here. My name is Becky Nadura. I'm the Membership Manager. I know that we've been giving you a lot of information today. I hope you're absorbing it. But please know that we're here to answer any questions that you might have after the presentation. And I'll also be sending out a full list of quick links and resources that we've been reviewing here today. So, and then we're always available if you need us. So during the next few slides, I'm going to walk us through some practical ways to maximize your TEA member profile, show you where to log in to the TEA portal, and point you to some resources available to you inside the portal and on the TEA website. Before I start, I know the transition to our new database has been met with some challenges, the new directory. The TEA staff is continuing to work to improve the member experience for you all, but for now, let's dive into the things that you can do to make your profile more successful. Okay, so practical tips for maximizing your member profile. So first, you'll want to actually log in to the TEA member portal. This is where you can update your profile, your membership directory listing. You can pay your invoices for your company or for individuals for their event registrations, anyone included in your company membership. You'll want to make sure that all of your contact information is filled in, including your mailing address and your zip code. You can also update your email preferences here for your division event communications. You can actually pick, Eastern, Western, whichever one is most applicable to you. And you can also set your voting division for TEA elections, which has been mentioned a few times. That's coming up this fall. So please make sure to go in and do that. TEA has put together a PDF of FAQs for the member portal and a step-by-step video tutorial to further support you. And I'll show you where you can access those in a few moments. Account editors. So if you're tagged as an editor for your company, that means that you have the ability to update all of the company information, as well as update, add, or remove the contacts that are under your company membership. From inside the member portal, you can update your membership directory listing. So just let us know if you want to be added as an editor. You can email me directly at the member services email at the bottom of the screen, and I'm happy to get you set up from that. So let's see. So your emails, just please let us know if you're not receiving your emails. You may need to add us to your email allow list. And after this call, I'll send out the instructions for that as well, just in case. But again, you can always contact us at memberservices@teaconnect.org for support if you need additional assistance. Okay, accessing the member portal. So you'll just want to go to the teaconnect.org website. You'll want to click on that member login in the top left corner of your screen, and then you'll be directed to this screen on the right to enter your username and your password. If you need to reset your password, you can click on the forgot your password link and you'll receive an email with instructions. And again, you can always contact us if you need assistance. This is the inside of the member portal. If you have outstanding invoices, they would show here. You could pay for them here with a credit card. If you click on member benefits on the top menu inside the portal, you'll see several resources, including the how-to PDFs for the member portal and the member directory. So they're located right in there. Excuse me, once you log in, if you need to access them that way. And then you can find the video tutorial by clicking on the membership menu option on the TEA website, then click on member benefits and scroll down the page and you'll find the step-by-step video. It's also been uploaded to our YouTube channel, so you can find it there as well. Those are my slides. I hope this has been helpful, but again, please email memberservices@TConnect if you have any questions. And I am going to pass it back to my fellow presenters to begin the Q&A session.
So what you can see here is a lot of quotes, comments from varying TA members on tips inside things that make them successful within the TEA. Things that were mentioned in this presentation by us here, as well as things that any of other presenters can chime in along with me. But the one that I certainly would like to highlight on my personal take would be to branch out of your bubble, whatever that means. Whether that means stepping out at your own personal networking events that are going on and making sure you interact with those people, or if you've huddled so much within Eastern, Western, whichever division you are, and you're not sure about traveling or going out because they might meet new people. My biggest tip is certainly doing that and expanding your network, expanding your role.
Yeah, I'll add mine. My tip is actually how I got started within the TEA. I joined this industry about 11 years ago, and I didn't know anybody. I didn't really understand how different companies in the industry interacted or intersected with each other. So I would work check-in desk at the local Orlando division events. And I would check everybody in. And then I got to see who was there, what companies they represented, and put a face to the name, and then was able to go up to that individual after I got off my check-in desk duty and say, hi, I saw that you checked in. My name is Melissa. It's nice to meet you. Those opportunities exist in every single division with every single event that we do. And it's a great way to put a face to the name and to really introduce yourself to this industry as well. So I guess with that, we just open up for questions. I haven't seen, I think there's one that came in, Becky, that might be for you about, is there a way to update multiple people's profiles and company contacts under one company account versus logging in individually?
Yes, I would not log in to each individual account. If you're the editor, then you can log into the portal and then you can change which profile you're editing at a time. I hope that answers your question. Were you actually getting their logins and logging in as them, or? But I would say as an editor, you could just go in and do it all at once. So if you need to be an editor, let me know. Are there really no questions today?
We've got a question if Texas lands in the West or Eastern Division.
Oh, who is stirring that pot? No, I'm kidding. Have we ever finalized that, Tracy or Greg? I don't know if Greg's on the call.
For now, it lands in Western North America Division. So who's from Texas?
I don't know. You're welcome, Texas. You get to hang with us.
Well, we'll recruit you because we'd like to have a Hubs event there. There's not that many people, but there's a few. So reach out to us. We'd love to meet you.
You know, it's funny about not the idea of Texas and not many. We really don't know how many there are until we start doing things in those cities. You know, we used to not think, oh, there's not that many people in Chicago, but actually there's a great community in Chicago of TA members. They just need to know when everybody else is getting together and where you're going to be. So really the community is a special one, and depending on where you are based in the world, we really could help with making sure that you're connecting to that, not only your local community, but then also your global TA community as well.
And I imagine with all the activity happening in Texas for immersive entertainment over the next year or so, that group is going to grow and grow pretty quickly.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll ask a question. How's that?
Perfect.
I noticed a lot of your events, like big conferences and things, are always in the US. They're like West Coast or East Coast. Do you ever do anything in between those?
Yeah, we're actually doing our state North America in Kansas City. So it's going to be in October.
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah, October. I think the dates are October 11th through 14th, somewhere in that range. But I think details are up on the website, and we're really excited about it. Being so focused in the middle of the country, there's a lot of hidden gems in Kansas City and a lot of excitement going into that city.
And it also, that calls back to the hubs that we were talking about. The hope is hubs, I think, is a fairly new thing that we've been trying to really get going, and hopefully there'll be more and more gatherings all over the world, really. I do see a question about.
I see a couple. Yeah, I want to say,
Yeah,
Diane, if you want to do Albuquerque, that would be fantastic, or at least the Western Division might. I was going to put you on the spot for that one.
You know what, Jeremy? I don't know what is near Albuquerque, but
Meow Wolf and Santa Fe, at least, is
I feel like there's got to be a
place to go
somewhere.
and see.
But I don't know. I'm gonna make a note and find out if we have any hubs activities near or upcoming or that have happened. And then maybe Becky.
We had done, Jeremy, we had done a TEA Explore Santa Fe. It's been several years, but we did it probably back in 2018 or 2019 in New Mexico, and it was great. Might be something that we look into in the future, but I know with Meow Wolf there, as well as the Albuquerque Zoo, there's a couple of local contacts that you can get connected with in the Albuquerque area.
And I saw you mentioned Denver. I know there was a Western Division event at Meow Wolf. In that case, in Denver, I believe. Was that not where that was, Diane? Or I knew there was somewhere around there.
Yeah, no, there was just I don't remember if it was a hubs or what event it was.
There was an AAM event alongside of in Denver back in May.
Oh, AAM was just there. Yeah, I think, wasn't it? Which one it was? But yeah, that was along with it. Rick, how do I use the TEA to locate specific technical people at theme park design companies, such as the audio design staff? I mean, the way to do that is to get out to network with the folks to try and introduce yourself and connect. If you don't connect with those people directly, I know a lot of people know a lot of people. So words and messages and that will go quickly. And then also, as I mentioned before, as a member within the membership directory, you'll be able to focus on that search and that function to help locate ideal candidates, companies, whomever or whichever you would be looking for, looking to interact with, would be my suggestion.
And I see, thank you, Rachel. There's an update. Currently, there's hubs in Philadelphia, Boston, Tennessee, Atlanta, Jacksonville, Minneapolis, and Chicago. I believe there's also some in Seattle, or that's in Vancouver. And then looking to grow in New York, Pittsburgh, Indianapolis, Kansas City, Cincinnati, DC, Savannah, and Albany. So that, I think that's like the Eastern North America hubs.
Diana, if I may, the Western Division has a hub, hopefully in Northern California, Vancouver, so Pacific Northwest, the Mountain Region, which is similarly Denver, and the LA region is the headquarters. So we have a hub in San Diego and hopefully in Texas. We haven't done much in Arizona or New Mexico, but they're open if we have somebody to want to organize.
We have another question on here, Melissa. I'm going to throw it to you, but I'll read it for you. What do you tell people when they ask how TEA is different from IAPA memberships?
Yeah, good question. So TEA is really about the creators and the builders of the experiences. IAPA is similar, but they really do focus on the post-opening, the operational aspects of these experiences or destinations. Think of we're before the keys are handed over, and they're after the keys are handed over. The system's turned on and it's running with their team. TEA is also really about the connection and the networking aspects of this community. I know all of us have worked on various types of projects, sometimes around the world, away from families and away from loved ones. And really that connection and that collaboration of the various disciplines all coming together on that one job site or on that one project plan in order to deliver what that end experience is or what that end attraction is what makes this community a bit more personal, a bit more connection focused, a bit more, hey, you're my people, that you're speaking the same language as us. So that's really the difference. We're the builders, the creators, the storytellers, the executors of the experience. And IAPA tends to be more focused on the operational aspects once the keys are handed over.
Thank you. I don't see any other questions, so give it another second just to be sure. But otherwise, I want to thank you all for being a part of the presentation, my panelists and Becky for getting this together, as well as all of those that were able to support behind the scenes and now on this call. So thank you all for attending, and I look forward to seeing you all at the next event.
Yeah, I echo it. Thank you, everybody. Get involved, stay involved, reach out if you have questions. Don't hesitate to ask. I know myself, all of our panelists, as well as all the support team is here to support you and to get you some answers and get you as engaged as possible. So thank you, and we'll see you all soon.